In the previous two parts, we saw how the Earthlings are stranded on Mars. Harry is building a rocket. Will he be successful in doing so? I'm also wondering the same. Let's move on to the next lesson and see what is more to come. His wife stood watching him. You can't build a rocket. I worked in a shop once when I was 20. I know metal. Once I get it started, the others will help, he said, not looking at her, laying out the blueprints. Harry, Harry, she said helplessly. We've got to get away, Cora. We've got to. Summer burned the canals dry. Summer moved like flame upon the meadows. In the empty earth settlement, the painted houses flaked and peeled. Rubber tires upon which children had swung in backyards hung suspended like stopped clock pendulums in the blazing air. At the metal shop, the rocket frame began to rust. In the quiet autumn, Mr. Bittering stood, very dark now, very golden-eyed, upon the slope above his villa, looking at the valley. It's time to go back, said Cora. Yes, but we're not going, he said quietly. There's nothing anymore. Your books, she said. Your fine clothes. The town's empty. No one's going back, he said. There's no reason to none at all. The daughter wove tapestries and the sons played songs on the ancient flutes and pipes, their laughter echoing in the marble villa. Mr. Bittering gazed at the earth settlement far away in the low valley. Such odd, such ridiculous houses the earth people built. They didn't know any better, his wife mused. Such ugly people. I'm glad they've gone. They both looked at each other, startled by all they had just finished saying. They laughed. Where did they go? He wondered. He glanced at his wife. She was golden and slender like his daughter. She looked at him, and he seemed almost as young as their eldest son. I don't know, she said. We'll go back to town, maybe next year, or the year after, or the year after that, he said calmly. Now I'm warm. How about taking a swim? They turned their backs to the valley. Arm in arm, they walked silently down a path of clear running spring water. 5 years later, a rocket fell out of the sky. It lay steaming in the valley. Men leaped out of it, shouting, We have won the war on the earth. We're here to rescue you. Hey! But the American-built town of cottages, peach trees, and theaters was silent. They found a flimsy rocket frame rusting in an empty shop. The rocket men searched the hills. The captain established headquarters in an abandoned bar. His lieutenant came back to report. The town's empty, but we found the native life in the hills, sir. Dark people, yellow eyes, the Martians. Very friendly. We talked a bit, not much. They learn English fast. I'm sure our relations will be most friendly with them, sir. Dark, eh? Mused the captain. How many? 600, 800. I'd say living in those marble ruins in the hills, sir. Tall, healthy, beautiful women. Did they tell you what became of the men and women who built this earth settlement, Lieutenant? They hadn't the foggiest notion of what happened to this town or its people. Strange. You think those Martians killed them? They look surprisingly peaceful. Chances are a plague did this town in, sir. Perhaps. I suppose this is one of those mysteries we'll never solve. One of those mysteries you read about. Brilliant. This beautiful sci-fi piece is astounding. The curious lives of Martians have always been a mystery for us, and this fictitious story has given us an idea. Let's talk again in the following video and go through the story bit by bit to see what we learn from it.